Hi folks, Dutch here from Dutchy Cooking. If it's your first time dropping by, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Today we're doing a YouTube collaboration for a Facebook channel, YouTube growth for small barbecue channels. Today we're going to be making this Smokey Chorizo mac and cheese, and we'll be using the hashtag slack and cheese. We'll be using the wood-fired oven and cooking in some beautiful cast iron. So let's cook. What we're going to do is put a pan on our trivet and start to get warm. Once the cast iron pan's warm, we're going to add 75 grams of chorizo. And all we do is pop it back in and get that cooking off. Just take this out, see how we're going. So it's released all the oils. It starts to go nice and crispy. So what I'm going to do now is take about a third of this out. And let it cool down. We'll be using this later for a bit of a garnish. So the next thing we're going to add is one chopped onion. We'll get that back in and we'll get them fried off. So the onions had about 3 minutes to fry off. Now we've got 75 grams of sun-dried tomatoes. Pop them back in and we'll let them have a couple of minutes. So sun-dried tomatoes have had a couple of minutes. I'm happy with that. These will carry on going because it's cast iron, so we're just going to put this to one side. I'm going to start the mac and cheese. So the next step is we've got a cast iron dish. We're just going to put this on the trivet again and let this warm up. So our cast iron dish is warmed up. What we're going to do now is take 30 grams of butter. Drop that in the pan. I'm just going to let that melt. So the butter's melted. The next thing to do, we've got 2 tablespoons of flour. So what we're going to do, mix this in. So we've mixed it in. We're just going to get it back on the heat. And we'll cook this out a couple of minutes. So that's had about 2 or 3 minutes to cook out. So we're happy with that. So our next ingredient is 500 millilitres of milk. Get that back in and let that combine. So our white sauce is thickened up nicely. Next thing to do is to get some cheese in. I've got 50 grams of plain cheddar. And for the smoky element, 100 grams of smoked cheddar. So let's get some pasta in. 250 grams of macaroni. This has been pre-cooked. A good stir through. Make sure they're all the tubes of macaroni are covered in cheesy goodness. And after this, we're going to add back our onions, chorizo and sun-dried tomatoes. Mix that in. So we're all mixed in together. We'll take our trivet out. Get this in. I'll cook that for about 10 minutes at this stage. So while our mac and cheese is cooking, we're just going to make a topping for this. What we've got is our chorizo that we've cooked off and let cool. You can hear how crispy that is. And also we've got 50 grams of fresh bread crumbs. So that's our chorizo crumb to go on top of our mac and cheese. I'm going to get our mac and cheese out. I'm going to sprinkle our crumb on. Try and get a nice even layer. So we'll pop this back in now, just to let that crust brown up a little bit. There we have it. All we do now is just garnish with a little bit of parsley. So for the hashtag Slack and Cheese challenge, this is Dutch's Smokey Chorizo mac and cheese. Just look at that goodness.